pull them
Let's
out in a
start
matter
with
of
my
seconds.
team.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Start
Go
with
ahead,
the
Matt. Jump
Steelers.
right into it.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't watch any of the game. I was at work, but I watched
But he wants to talk about it.
You want to watch play Jacksonville?
Yeah, you guys won 27-3. It's pretty much a blowout.
Yeah.
pretty much a blowout.
But
So our defense had 4 interceptions, 2 by Fitzpatrick, 2 by Terrell Edmonds. I think those guys are clicking more into the season. Before Edmonds was kind of quiet and Fitzpatrick was always inconsistent. I think they, you know how like college teams have like their first game, it's like a Division I team and they go and kick their butts. I think, and they get their confidence up. I think this was that game.
Alec, you kind of made an interesting point before we came on air. You about the Steelers.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
okay,
I want to hear more about this.
Go ahead.
Briefly mention
in
it.
my opinion, let me just get my statements out of the way, Matt, and
Yep.
then you can try and roast me.
Okay. I'll
You
try.
won't though.
The
I will.
Steelers are one of the worst 10-0 teams in NFL history. In my own personal opinion,
There's only been what, like 18 of them.
yeah, it's not very. Matt's actually going to do a kicking it back eventually about 10-0 teams
Yes.
in the NFL that don't make the Super Bowl. And
A couple
this
of them.
year's
I did the
this year's
Top
Steelers
5 best ones.
are the most boring and unshocking team ever to go 10-0. None of your wins are impressive.
Nobody-
Well, actually, I'm not saying none of them.
Ravens and Titans are the 2 best wins.
The Browns. Browns win
Yeah, the
when they
Browns
won.
were kinda
Browns,
like-
Browns
Browns
when they
were-
won 38-7 though, and that is their second. One of their only 2 big wins.
Yeah, but the
where
Browns-
they've actually had a. Let me finish this.
But I just want to
Okay.
say, the Browns were kind of iffy then. Now the Browns are actually what we expected them to be.
The last week is going to be interesting.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
give you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's what I'm saying: you guys go out there and win, but none of your wins are impressive. You go look at teams like the Chiefs, and they're like, "Man, look at this team! They're dominating and
Against
destroying
teams,
everybody."
against
You
losing
face
records.
the Jaguars. You face the Jaguars. Don't say you're facing good teams.
We're not facing good teams.
You won. You beat the
No.
Giants 26-16.
That was the first game. There was always.
You
there's
beat the
always-
Broncos by 5. You beat the Texans by 7. You beat the Eagles
You
by
barely beat the
9.
Cowboys.
The
You barely
Cowboys-
beat the Cowboys.
You beat the Cowboys by 5.
The
Don't
Chiefs-
tell me you're going out there and facing good teams.
What?
The
Bengals-
Chiefs
Bengals
aren't
stink.
winning, or the Chiefs aren't playing good teams either.
Okay,
they
the-
barely beat the Raiders.
The Raiders are good this year.
Yeah, exactly.
You just beat your own point. Oh my god.
No, no,
Yes.
no. They
played
just
way
beat the
better.
Raiders. They barely got by the Raiders. Okay, I'm looking at their schedule.
Raiders
Give me
are
a
what now?
second.
They were 6-3 going to the
Raiders
game.
are 6-4.
Yeah.
6-4.
They beat
You
the.
beat.
They barely
You
beat.
beat the Eagles by 9.
They barely beat the
hey.
Panthers.
Hey,
I
inside
almost said
voices,
it.
we are inside.
They beat the Panthers by 2 points. Okay, then they beat the Broncos.
They
Okay,
beat the Jets
Steelers
by
beat the
26
Broncos.
though.
they beat. No.
They beat the Broncos by nearly 30. You beat them by 5.
Okay.
30 or 5. Which number is bigger, Matt? Which number is
Pittsburgh
bigger?
always plays down their opponents sometimes. Okay,
Exactly.
right.
That's why I'm saying that they're a terrible 10-0 team.
they're still winning. Nobody asked them
Yeah,
to
but
win
they're
big.
supposed to beat these
They're
teams.
supposed to get W's.
They had the second easiest schedule coming into the season. No dip, you're
Nobody
10-0.
get. They didn't pick the schedule.
If the Chiefs played those 10 teams, they played through these 10 games, they'd be undefeated too.
If any good team,
There's-
well, I'll say you're a great team. I'm not trying to say they're not. There's so much talent on this team, but you guys play like utter garbage 90% of a game.
It's just that their offense is just kind of weird. Like, it's just not how it's used to. It has been. I mean, they have good players on offense.
How is it
but
weird?
It's just their defense is always. Their defense is the bright spot of the team, which is okay. But
I do believe. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh's got to lose a couple games because they're building up way too much pressure.
I always
for
say that
themselves.
about every team. that
Juju
starts
keeps
out.
dancing on people's logos. It's gonna come back to bite him in the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
tried
can
to.
dance on the Cowboys
He
and
tried
Jaguars
to.
and then act like it was cool.
And he's got to do more than what he's done.
Yeah.
But
Worst number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
I agree. Very good
Really?
2 or 3, but
Yeah, he's a great number 2 or 3 option.
Yeah.
He is not a number 1 option.
he's not.
Oh no. He's not.
Everyone was like,
Claypool
oh
is.
man, everyone was so hyped when Antonio Brown's like, oh, Juju's great. He was awesome last year with Juju. I mean, with Antonio Brown. And then Juju's number one option,
Well,
and they have to
his-
rely on him. He's
well,
like, I don't want to do
I
that.
talked
Get the
about
Claypool.
this before. I mean, he didn't have Big Ben. He had a duck boy back there, and he had Rudolph.
That's true.
Okay.
That's your excuse every single
No,
time.
yo, that's a great excuse.
No, that's a valid excuse.